Star Trek Starfleet Academy dropped its best episode yet, so let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Jordan the Nerd of Gold, and yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. I've been kind of mixed on this season as a whole, but I really enjoyed this episode because it leaned more into some more traditional Star Trek elements in terms of how would they tell stories, and it just felt like a really good episode of like when the lower decks would lean into more of the dramatic elements rather than the comedic bits that the show is known for, and it felt good. Like we've got some stakes there. We have emotional stakes, we have cultural stakes, we have political stakes. There was so much steak to eat. It was so good. I loved this episode. We really got to everyone got something to do, and it felt important. It didn't feel like we're just kind of developing these characters and then trying to introduce more lore about these things. We finally got some forward momentum in the plot that was tied to the characters' motivations and everything, and that felt good. I really liked that. And also additionally, with them going on the search for his mother, the ships having to be clustered, the mystery around what the villain is up to, all of that was working well for me. I really enjoyed this as an episode. And I know we finally really were getting into Caleb's emotional journey, with the episode starting by trying to formally address the fact that these cadets are a found family, that they choose each other to go forward in life, even though they are still recognizing their ties to their past. And Caleb just can't quite let go of that. This is something we've known since episode 1, because Caleb's big thing is that he's going to be constantly searching for his mother. That's been his life's mission since he ran out and his mom was in prison. Now, I do think it was interesting that we finally were really addressing this in this episode about how all these cadets really put their lives on the line. Even though he's running away doesn't mean he's any less family when he tries pushing them away. And when push came to shove, when they were caught by the Venali Rawl, he stepped up. His mother stepped up. She understood that these people, what they meant to him in that moment, and she acted. Oh, that was great. I really love that, because it shows that even though she's had this paranoid life living outside of Federation-controlled space, she's still the person who cares, and she cares about her son's well-being, and her son's well-being is tied to the safeties of these people. So that's good. I liked this. I know we're still going to get some drama between her and Captain Ake, and I am looking forward to that. And I do want to address one thing that's kind of bothered me in the back of my head about this whole plot line with Caleb's mom, which is that Caleb's mom was at a Federation prison, and I just have a hard time imagining a Federation prison as being anything other than kind of a really progressive reform-based thing where they have enrichment, they have education, they have therapy to work through all their things, because it wasn't like she was a dangerous criminal in the same way Nas Baraka was. They went to two different prisons, so her prison was definitely more of a reform center, if I remember the exact wording correctly, whereas Nas was actually put in a regular, more traditional style prison. So I'm like, it couldn't have been that bad in that prison, right? Right, it's a Federation prison. Even if they don't have warp, that doesn't mean that they can't offer, other things that they normally would have in the past. I don't know. I feel like the prison couldn't have been quite that bad for her, but maybe that's just me, and will be revealed that, oh yeah, the Federation was just sticking everyone in the same prison or something like that. But either way, overall, I really did enjoy this episode. Caleb's acting was greater in this episode. Tarima, I thought that was the most I've thought of them as being in love since their first flirtation. Everything else has been kind of hit or miss on their relationship, but this, when he said, "Your name reminds me of music, you are music," I thought that was a great line right there, and it really kind of sold me on their actual love right there, more than basically every episode before this. So yeah, overall, I am looking forward to seeing how this goes forward. I like that Sam was asserting her independence since she was basically reborn, and we got to see a little bit of tension between her and Genesis on that front, and we'll get to explore that more in the next episode. And I also really like how I never remember how to say his name when I'm not watching it, but Paul Giamatti's character, I really like that he was trapping the Federation. The Federation is trying to rebuild, they're trying to expand, trying to rebuild alliances, and he's like, nah, you're going to be boxed in. I'm not letting this out. I am controlling everything else. And I think that was a really interesting villain right there. I also think it's a little bit of commentary on Star Trek trying to be boxed in by a corporate entity. So I do see that, and I hope other fans see that too there. But yeah, overall, I'm kind of rambling at this point. I'm just going to say I enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you thought.